Welcome to Panther Preview. I'm Harold Tillman, standing beside Pascagoula High School football coach Lewis Sims. Lewis, we went to Wayne County, didn't end up the way we wanted, but hey, after the third quarter, we were still in the game 20-28 and had made a bunch of mistakes.
Right, it's preparation going on a road game like that. It's preparation for playoffs, because whenever you play somebody on the road in the playoffs, you typically take a 2-hour trip, and it's a different mentality. And for our guys, this is the first time our guys have gone since 2 years ago, since their freshman years and sophomore year. So first time as guys that are in the arena making that travel. So it was a calculated trip, and listening to the talking heads around Waynesboro, they talk about this and that and another. But one thing I kept telling Coach Hankins, and every time we talked, he was telling me how things were going to go. I said, I know one thing about Wayne County: they love football.
Yeah.
And Friday nights they show up ready to play. You flip the lights on, they're going to give you every bit of blood, gut, and tears they have inside of them. They play with a tremendous heart.
They did not quit.
They lost one of their tackles. The school nurse's husband passed away on Sunday night before the game. So they had a much bigger why than we did. Our why was about a football game. Their why was about a community. And you can always tell when that happens. And we still didn't play poorly. We are 6 plays away from being a really good football team. And that's where we as coaches came out after the film session, because originally I was pretty disappointed in our effort. And then watching the film, I was not disappointed at all in our effort. I was 100% disappointed in our execution. And but that's at every level. I mean, you watch Sunday, people make mistakes. But do they learn from those mistakes, or do they make the same mistakes twice? I think our guys are learning, they're growing, they're picking each other up. Just very impressed with some of the things we had. I mean, we threw for over 200 yards. Nyland Harper had a tremendous game. Connor Young had a tremendous game. B.J. Barnes, sophomore, had a tremendous game.
Keelan Parnell, 2 touchdowns.
Keelan had a tremendous game, running the offense, hitting people in the open spaces. And so I'm not real disappointed at in what we accomplished. But we saw 2 different styles of play. We went from air raid to a 4-wide. They threw 2 passes. We had 2 picks, and they went wing T.
Jacorden Davis.
Jacorden Davis, player of the game. Nyland Harper, player of the game. Josh Forsman, first points as a varsity football player, hit 2 field goals that were critical to keep us close. So it's 28-20, and we kicked it deep, much to the chagrin of many prognosticators out there who really need to stick to what they know best. Because why in the world, and I always kick myself for this, why would you take guys that, we've got some guys that don't start all the time. We have some starters on our kickoff return team, or kickoff coverage team, but you kick a ball deep and you ask your guys to stop their best athlete in the open field. It just doesn't make good sense to me.
Yeah.
And that's why we have different kinds of kicks. We sometimes think we can catch them deep and they're not prepared for it, and we do that, and Coach Lala does a phenomenal job of doing that. And usually when we screw up, it's because I called something. It's because I said, hey, do this, or hey, try this, and we usually screw it up.
And if we had someone that could kick it in the end zone every time,
it wouldn't be
that would make
question.
it easy. But we don't.
We don't have that guy yet, and we're developing those guys. But again, it's a work in progress. But they go up 35-20, and we still have opportunities. We get down inside the 25 2 more times, and we don't come away with any points. They had 100 yards on 2 plays.
Yeah.
And but taking those plays out of the equation, that's 6 plays. Our 2 turnovers were huge. Our fumbles were huge. They turned into points for them. And again, that is high school football at its best. He who makes the fewer mistakes wins. And so this week it's Vancleave on the roster, and it's our chance to play a power football team. Old buddy of mine, Kevin Fant, Matt Cochran, Casey Gilbert, they're all over there. And it's going to be a reunion of sorts, but you know how it is when you play your brother.
Well, I look at it as a game of first. This is the first time Pascagoula High School has ever played Vancleave High School in a high school football game, varsity that is. This is the first time that you've coached against Kevin Fant as a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
He was your offensive coordinator at Moss Point. You brought him to Pascagoula.
Right.
He left to go to East Central as an assistant coach. Casey Gilbert became the offensive coordinator for Pascagoula. Right. Both of them now are over there. So they have an idea of how we do things it's going to make it interesting. And for you two to be going at each other for the first time, it's going to
be fun.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun. And you know, it's kind of like I listened to Mike Leach the other day. He said this. You know, it's not like we're going to go out there and, you know, get to, you know, tilt back a few and catch up for an hour or two, have dinner together. We're going out there to coach football games. It's going to be about 5 minutes. Hey, how you doing? The family all right? How's the wife? All right, man, let's go.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Like, I mean, you don't get to sit out there and just commune with your brethren. So we're going to play. We're going to come out. You know, our point is to go over there, play our best football game as thus far this season. Put together a complete game and try to propel ourselves, springboard ourselves into the Harrison Central First Region game. But we got to play hard because Vancleave runs power run game. They run power trout and toss, and they'll run some waggle on you that really forces you to do some different things. They run switch. I mean, they run a really good offense.
Hard-nosed offense.
Hard-nosed, physical. It's an offense that we ran for years together, and he learned a lot from Seth when he was at East Central and some of the ways that he does things. And we got to be prepared to play 4 quarters. Bilbo's one of the best I've seen.
Yep. One
of the toughest running backs I've ever seen play the game. And you know, and they're tough up front. They're coached by Matt Cochran, who does a great job over there, and they're going to get after you for 4 quarters.
It's going to be strange to look over there and see some of our assistants over there coaching now.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about going to Vancleave. It's our last opportunity to try to put some stuff together before region play.
Right.
I'm looking forward to it. So if you're looking forward to it, come out, watch the game. If you can't, be sure to tune in on WGUD Sports. You can pick us up on Facebook. You can pick us up on YouTube. Come out. Hey, it's going to be a blast. We'll see you in Vancleave.